What's happening, guys?
Oh, sugar.
Yeah. Match reaction. Full time at Villa Park. Aston Villa 2. Arsenal 1. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about. It's almost like I saw this coming. Yeah. It's like I saw this coming. Like something told me, you know what? This game, I don't think this game's the one. It's almost like I knew about, this manager this whole time. I know how he's going to fail. Like, I know how he's going to do it. I know how he's going to execute it. I know how, just certain times of the year, these players and the bottle that don't have it. All that wrapped into one was how I concluded that I don't have a good feeling about this game. Not only that, you got the Jock Stewart looking motherfucker, Unai Emery, who's the most bitter ex you could ever imagine. So you know he's going to put everything into making sure he doesn't lose this game. Yeah, and credit to him, because he knows how to get over the line, getting one over on Arsenal to put a dint into Arsenal's title chase. He knows how to do it. I mean, and that's about as far as he goes. Now, these toxic positives that are goggling the nuts, of Arsenal Football Club, peddling the whole Arsenal win league, man. Arsenal's scary now, man. all that shit, yeah. Y'all need to stop listening to them, yeah, because these man weren't the ones telling you guys Arsenal in their last 2 away games before this one hadn't won. Yeah, they didn't tell you that. They didn't want to include that bit. They didn't want to tell you that Arsenal have only won 1 game this season when we've conceded first. They didn't want to tell you that bit, though, did they? No, they just want to peddle out that Arsenal's so scary and, City are just not the same anymore and Arsenal are scary now. That's all they want to peddle out because it draws the fans in. But then you got fans like me who never bought into this whole thing of Arsenal are going to win the league, this, that, and the other. And I was actually putting it out there. Look, I've seen these, man. Look, I've seen it. We can all say it, yeah?
I've seen him do it.
I've seen how this team's failed. I've seen how Arteta's failed. I've seen his sabotages. I know when it's coming. And when I see the same pattern, I'm going to call it. Until I'm proven wrong, which that's all I want. Yeah? But no. You even got Arsenal fans buying in on this, yeah? October aside, yeah? Because we know October was the month, yeah? Where we peaked, basically. Yeah? And I couldn't blame fans for thinking that we were going to win the league because if we were going to carry on something like that, then, you can understand. But put October aside for a second, yeah? Because it's only 2 points in the table now. Put October aside. What's changed? I also want to tell me what's changed. What's the difference between 2023 Arsenal and this Arsenal, October aside?
I'm waiting.
Just someone tell me what the difference is. But I don't see no difference. The bottle's still the same. The manager's still the same. The decision makings are still the same. And what this manager is going to do, and I called it from earlier, he's going to do the same thing to Rice that he's done to Saka, Gabriel, Havertz, Jesus. He's going to do the same thing. The minute they pick up an injury, they're going to be rushed straight back in. And the player that's supposed to be taking their place, at least temporarily, is going to get frozen out. And that's what we're seeing. Norgard can't even get a game to save his life now. So he's not going to play until the 23rd when we play Crystal Palace in the Cup. That's his next gig. Wanyere can't get a sniff. We're not even in April yet, and he's already doing this. So what is he going to do in April, this manager? Now, the game today, yeah, the players are spineless. Yeah, not good enough. Saka, shit again. Yeah, Odegaard, he was actually the man of the match. Yeah, Odegaard was trying to do something, but again, Villa Park is not for him. And I said this in my match preview. We won't even have him anywhere near this game. You're not going to get anything out of him. Eze on the left, useless. But this manager's going to keep playing him there. Why? Because he wants to accommodate a player that's not as good as him. It's what he wants to do. It's what he keeps doing. Yeah? This is a habit that this manager has. We got a hat-trick out of Eze playing in Odegaard's position. We ain't got a hat-trick out of no Odegaard, no nothing. But Odegaard's back fit now. Now Eze's got to move out. That's this manager all over. That's a rookie manager in a nutshell. And that's how it's always going to be. This game wasn't for Moreno today. Hence, he was hooked at halftime too. We brought on Gyökeres, who did nothing. We brought on Trossard, who actually scored the goal for us, the equaliser, and then we took him off again. Again, another rookie manager, another rookie thing to do. I think this is the first time we've lost a game when Trossard has scored. I could be wrong, but I know there was some sort of record where when Trossard scored in the game, like we haven't lost the game. Funny how he gets to come on for about 35 minutes, gets the equaliser, and then he gets taken off straight away towards the end. So he wants to utilize two bit of rotation when it comes to that. So, if I'm not mistaken, Saka did come off from Madueke. Am I right in thinking that? Because I was watching this on my phone. Yeah. Madueke came on. And then Trossard came off for Martinelli. Calafiori, he got booked. He got hoofed off. But, yeah. Hincapié, he did all right today. Rice and Zubimendi, them man are tired. I mean, Ben White has shown how useful he is going forward. Obviously, Timber's the better defender when it comes to being a right back and whatever. And it was a challenge today for Timber coming up against Aston Villa's lot with him being a centre back. But yeah, Villa get their goal. They go 1-0 up. But as soon as when we equalised, again, it was the same. It was the same thing like the Sunderland game and the Chelsea game. We then had a spell where it looked like we're gonna go again and score again, and then it phased out, and then Villa just came back, and then they pushed it. We tried to push for a goal, and then it ended up being that they got their goal. We couldn't get the ball out, and then we go and lose 2-1 last kick of the game. And some people thought I was crazy when I predicted we'd lose 2-0. You can understand now, can't you? You can understand why I didn't have a good feeling about this game. I knew that it was going to go something like this. I just didn't predict we'd score a goal. And here we are. And City went and gone and smoked Sunderland 3-0 today. The same Sunderland who won the World Cup when they drew 2-2 against us, because they finally broke the deadlock of scoring against Arsenal. Yeah, what's his name doing the whole celebration? Where was that today? Nowhere to be seen. You pussy holes. This is exactly what I mean. Will these small clubs do anything remotely good against Arsenal? It's the best thing ever. But then every time I say, well, when it comes to facing Man City and them one, I want to see that. This is what I'm talking about. These same teams can do fuck all against the likes of Man City. It's almost like they just don't care. So the gap's 2 points. Villa 3 points behind us. No, I'm not worried about Aston Villa. Aston Villa will do what they do. You know what I mean? I'm not getting fooled by none of this that Aston Villa's doing. You Arsenal fans that are still shilling for Unai Emery.
Oh, that's classy. I can't, but this is going too far.
Some of the stuff that
You man that are out here still shilling for Unai Emery. I don't know where this is coming from right now, because Unai Emery is how many seasons in at Aston Villa now? 22-23 season. He came in during that period. Yeah. He still hasn't won a trophy either. He hasn't won a trophy in England yet. But you got Arsenal fans sucking him off. But when Arteta went just as long at the start without doing anything after the FA Cup, that wasn't acceptable. So which one is it? Why the suckage of Unai Emery? Oh, if Unai Emery had our teammate, it win league. Oh, the fuck, you wouldn't. Can't even do anything with Villa. Took them to Wembley and they got smoked 3-0 last season. Y'all are forgetting that. Crystal Palace moved them aside 3-0 in the FA Cup semi-final last season. That was his time to do something. Europa Conference, that was his time to do something. But y'all buy into the hype. But we'll see. We'll see what he does. Are they still in the EFL Cup? I don't think they are they? Let me have a look. Let's have a look at Aston Villa. I swear they're not in the EFL Cup. Let me have a look. Well, they're in Europa League this season. So, Unai Emery is a Europa League. Oh, no. Brentford knocked him out of the EFL Cup. So they're not even in that. They're not even in the EFL Cup. So that's one trophy they're definitely not going to win. But we'll see. We'll see. He's a Europa League specialist, so we'll see what he does for him in that. But if he doesn't do anything in that, and he doesn't do anything in the FA Cup, then what? Still going to suck him off? And then what gets me? Yeah? What gets me? I saw a video, yeah? I saw a video today on X of Aston Villa fans chanting second to Robbie, to the AFTV lot. Aston Villa fans, I want you to let that sink in. Aston Villa fans were chanting second ole ole. The majority of that fan base doesn't know that when the Premier League, as it being called the Premier League, started in 1992, they were the first club to finish second. They didn't tell you that bit. They are the second OGs. The same Aston Villa. When's last time they won a trophy? Was it the EFL Cup in '96 or something? I'm sure they won the EFL Cup in the '90s or something. You know what I mean? All they do is live off that one and only European trophy that they'll never ever touch again in their lifetime in 1982. Other than that, you know what I mean? Y'all are just runner-up merchants. You don't do anything at Wembley when you're there. The biggest thing you've done at Wembley in recent times was to come into the Premier League. You know what I mean? At our expense, you had to watch Birmingham win a trophy. How does that make you feel? And you're the biggest club in Birmingham. You know what I mean? You can't even chat to them. But you want to chat to Arsenal fans about second. You will give a testicle to finish second. Y'all Aston Villa fans, you would give a testicle right now. In fact, you give all two of them. Yeah? Just to see your club finish second. I don't know where y'all are going with this. Aston Villa fans chatting about second. Like the fuck you won't give something for that. You know what I mean? Y'all were happy Unai Emery came in and saved your ass from relegation again. Fuck out of here. Pussy-holes. Anyways, let's get into the comments. Big up to Rod. Wounded. We saw it coming though. We did. Big up to Daniel Debo. We move. No excuses. Simple as that. There is zero excuse. There is zero excuse for this. I don't want to hear nothing about, context, mate. We got injuries. Because that's the new excuse. That's going to be the excuse. Should this manager fail, which, every man and his dog knows that's highly likely that he's going to fail again. Yeah? The excuse is going to be, well, Saliba and Gabriel, mate, they were injured. That's going to be an excuse. Y'all better pray that he comes up with something. That he gives us some cups, a cup treble or some shit. Because he's going to give this league title to Man City. Despite the way Man City have been, he's going to give this league title to them. Yeah? Because he's the same goofiness that we've seen, he's going to keep doing it. Yeah? Eze on the left, he's going to keep doing it. Rice overplaying, he's going to keep doing that. It's only when his hand's forced you're going to see some 2-2-bit rotation. Don't expect us to do anything in the FA Cup this season. We're going out early again. Watch. And then we're going to Dubai. Big up to Andy. Big up to Kurt. That's what's going to happen. Don't know what that means. Best background you've ever had. Yeah, I'm liking this background, to be fair. I'm liking this background. I've seen lots of Arsenal fans making excuses saying, but we didn't have our main centre-backs. This is what it's going to be. We didn't have our main centre-backs, mate. It's going to be an excuse. They've got the excuse to keep this manager. And then you got fans like me telling you, this is what the manager's doing that's causing all this. That 2024 season is caught up to us. That 2024 season when Gabriel and Saliba played every single Premier League game together. Well, he tried to freeze out Gabriel at the start of the season, benching him to put Partey at right back for the first 2 games until his hand was forced. But you know what I mean? It's caught up to us now. We got all this fatigue, all these injuries that's happened to us, and we didn't get anything for it in the first place. This is something you'd see from players fatigued because they won the league title. We saw Man City when they won league titles. We saw their players get injured the season after and suffer fatigue. They won something, and that was the sacrifice. We saw that with Liverpool. What are you seeing with us? Our players are getting ruined, and we haven't won anything yet. It's an absolute sham. Who's the box got injured? It's gonna be an excuse. Watch. Igal, Christian, and them. They're going to be turning around saying, "Oh, didn't and Stricto." They're all going to be in on it. And what's his name? Positive Dan. They're all going to be gargling.
Oh, that's classy. Oh, I can't, but this is going too far.
Some of the stuff
that's what they're going to be doing. Curtis kept it real. I haven't seen anything he said, to be honest. You have some mutants in the top reds. I don't want to hear injuries excuses when you've got the best starting 11 squad depth. I said from the very start, this team, all these players fit. These men are good enough to win the league and the Champions League and the lot. It's just the manager. It's the manager. The only thing that worries me is the manager. His goofiness, his decision making. That's what worries me. The only thing that can stop these men is this manager. We have the team. We don't have the manager. That's where we are. You got clubs that have the manager but don't have the team. But we've got the team, not the manager. But you got these toxic positives and these Arsenal peddlers that grift off Arsenal for pound notes that will try and tell you otherwise. But they won't detail the stuff I have because they don't know that much. They don't think that far ahead. Yeah? Because they're not invested in my club that far ahead. They didn't tell you Arsenal Haven't won an away game the last 2 away games before tonight. They didn't tell you that. They didn't tell you Arsenal only won 1 game this season when we've conceded first. They didn't tell you that bit. They're just too busy trying to tell gullible Arsenal fans, getting the hopes up as to why they might win the league. Arsenal being scary. And then you got Arsenal fans that say, but we're still top at league right now. Yeah, I heard that the past few times. The gap is getting smaller every single fucking time. So once it gets to at least a point behind, then it will be, but we're still top, mate. So now, let me just have a look at the fixtures now. In fact, no, let me just go on Premier League as a whole. Go on fixtures. So next week, Chelsea Everton, 3 o'clock, Liverpool Brighton, 3 o'clock. Oh, we play at 8 o'clock. So we will have a chance to extend the lead, which we fucking should, beating Wolves, before Man City play the next day, which they've got away to Crystal Palace. So should we choke in that game against Wolves, then City can officially go above us. All these men want to talk about is, well, we're still top of the league after all this. Yeah, but for how long? Yeah, man was being positive in his AFTV fan cam. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. But like I said, I know patterns when I see them. I have respect for you, YG, because you don't make up excuses. Yeah, I am not going to make no excuses for this. I said all along, we should, if we have the best squad and we have the squad depth, we should be able to rotate evening games like this. The best squad and the squad depth, to me, means I can rotate and I can still get the same results. Not, oh, well, if Rice gets injured, we're fucked now, mate. That ain't squad depth. That's pussy depth. That's what that is. You can't chat about squad depth, but then say, if one player gets injured, our whole shit collapses. That can't coexist. It can't coexist. Arteta overthinking so much again. We'll have to sell the guards. Well, Norgard is just not going to get a look in. Odegaard, it seems we're going backwards now that he's back in his team. I don't want to put it all on him, but him being back in the team is making this manager think to himself, well, I can't bench Eze either. I think it put on the shades that put in my comment that Eze on the left is a new party at right back. It's true. Every man and his dog knows, don't put him there. He's not useful there. This manager's still going to do it because he needs to play him. He's not going to bench Rice or Zubimendi to put Eze in the middle with Odegaard. He's not going to do that. But he could do with benching Rice in some games to make that happen at least. He can't do it. Moreno only works against teams like Brentford. Yeah, there's certain games that don't work for him. Because you can see the future, what Arteta... Yeah, it's easy to see. The pattern's the same. Aston Villa was saying, where's your Champions League? This is what these Villa fans are going to do. The majority of them that are talking like that probably weren't alive when that happened. You know what I mean? It's funny how they can go back to it. And this is what I mean. This is what I mean about this whole Champions League thing. Yeah? Nobody cares about winning it ever again. They just care about teasing clubs that never won it. I've said this all along. Nobody cares about the Champions League in terms of how many times you win it. It's just that it's a bonus if you win it multiple times. Yeah? Villa fans are still going back to where's your Champions League? Yet we can't go back and say where's your Golden Premier League. We can't say that because that was a long time ago. But it's funny how Aston Villa, they won the European Cup in 82, and they can always go back there and say, oh, where's yours, mate? Because we've got ours. They can always do that. But We can't turn around and say, well, where's your golden trophy? Because that was a long time ago, mate. You not won league for 20 years. Well, they haven't won the Champions League since 82 of Aston Villa. But they can still talk about where's the Champions League. It's funny that. Aston Villa haven't won a league title since God knows when. You know what I mean? Where's their league title? You know what I mean? Why are they talking about a competition that give a left nut to be in? You know what I mean? They went in it that one time when Unai Emery fell flat on his face into top four because Tottenham didn't want Arsenal to win the league. That's the only way he got in. But again, the Unai Emery shillers, yeah, they didn't tell you that bit, did they? They didn't tell you that he actually bottled top four. It's only because Spurs didn't want Arsenal to win the league is why Villa got top four. That's how they got in there. They didn't get in there because they didn't win a game for the rest of that season. They didn't win a game for the rest of that season, and Palace smoked them like 5-0 or something at the end. But they got top four because Spurs didn't want to win against Man City. Now let's see him get it again. Right now, the second. Watch. Remember when Leicester missed out on the top four for top four in 2022? Watch. That's Aston Villa. Watch. They ain't keeping this up. They ain't keeping this up. I ain't getting fooled by Unai Emery. I feel like I'm the only one that can see past all the Unai Emery glazing that everybody else is doing. I can see past and I can see for what it is. You know what I mean? Villa fans, there's something else. You know what I mean? They need a trophy. Never mind where's the Champions League, fam. Win a trophy, fam. Because of the last two cup finals, one of them was you got smoked by us. And you tasted relegation since. Talking about where's your Champions League. You know what I mean? I don't need to chat to no fans of no club where you've seen relegation in your lifetime. No, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Can't do it. You've seen relegation. You've seen your team down in the dumps. I don't know what that looks like. The only positive I can take from this season is that I truly believe Berta and Josh will sack Arteta because he's been given everything. Yeah. If he fails again, that's it. He's out. He can't survive this. All that money and you can't win with this. Nah. It ain't lasting. I saw Barcelona playing and Hansi Flick took off Pedri like 60 minutes, winning the game 5-1. It shows top class manager understands rotation. Yep. Do you think if that's Saka 5-1 up, he takes him off? Nope. I mean, I'll go even a step further. If we're 5-1 up, Saka is not coming off that pitch. If Emery had this squad, he will win as a title in European Cups. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. Don't get fooled by Emery. He wouldn't. None of that. He wouldn't. Where is the fixed? His stubbornness will haunt him at the end of the season. Yeah, as it always does. I thought Calipari was atrocious. He got rattled by Morgan Rodgers being complacent and hoping to get out of there with a draw. Imagine Villa wins the league. Where does live Mikel Arteta in this position? I mean, if Aston Villa were to win the league title ahead of us, I think this question needs put into these toxic positives, because what I heard last season was if Slot wins the league ahead of Arteta, then Arteta should be sacked for it. But then context started to come into the picture because of injuries. So I want to know what if Aston Villa do it? Is it going to be the same thing? Oh well, we lost our centre backs, so it's just a hamster wheel. We're just stuck in a hamster wheel with these men. Because the 2024 season, there was no injuries, no nothing. We had everything that we could have. Still didn't get over the line. Took it to the last day. Man City have won this league. No chance this terrorist Arteta is going to win a trophy. He's literally his own enemy for success. Well, I don't believe that we'll win the EFL Cup. I think we'll get past Palace and then lose in the semis again. And as for the Champions League, I think we'll get to. I won't put it past us getting to the semi-finals again of the Champions League, and the same thing. FA Cup, I don't even want to talk about that. This manager's disrespected it ever since he won it. He doesn't care about that competition. So we know that these players aren't going to play the same in the FA Cup as they have done in the league. And when it comes to rotation, this manager doesn't know. He's not interested in doing it. And then he's going to send us off to Dubai again. You know what I mean? That's what he's going to do. Well, big up to you. Why not? Zubimendi folded when they pressed him. He folds under pressure. He's a folder. Zubimendi is a folder. But, you know, this manager he's not going to rotate him. So we're just going to have to live with it. Christmas settings for Santa Claus. Yep. Getting in the Christmas spirit. Emery has bottle or tap mindset. Mikel Moyes Jr. defense and safety first. Mikel R. Bottle. That's his name now. Not beating Emery's sackable offense because he's pulled Arteta pants down and asked him to pick up the soap many times. Yeah. We haven't beaten Unai Emery even at the Emirates yet. He's yet to taste defeat as a manager of the opposing team at the Emirates. He's yet to do that. I thought we'd get a draw, but we got peppered today. And I knew we weren't going to win it. I knew we weren't going to win it. Why can he not put no guard for Rice in the last 15, 20 minutes? Because now we have to be perfect. That means he will still play the same 11 and second part of the season will be hard. Yeah. That's been my biggest worry, this manager. And how he's going to utilize these players. He can't afford now. He's put himself in a position where he can't afford to not play Rice. So damn, Rice is going to get overworked. And then when Norgard comes in, if he doesn't look remotely good, the fans are going to be on his case. What a poor signing. Blah, blah, blah. The same thing happened with Kivior. But when Kivior got a run of games, him starting week in, week out because Gabriel's injured, what did we see? We saw him keeping clean sheets against Real Madrid. Well, at least in the first leg. Yeah? We saw what Kivior was about. But he knew when Gabriel fit, he's not getting a sniff. Just like the 2023 season, when he came in after this manager experimented with Rob Holding when Saliba was injured, he then put Kivior in there. Yeah. Kivior, you know, he helped keep a clean sheet at St. James's Park when we were beaten 2-0. And he scored against Wolves when we beat them 5-0 at the last game of the season. Yeah. Soon as Saliba came back, he didn't get a sniff in the Community Shield. Not even that. Kivior didn't get a sniff till a next injury. You know what I mean? And that was Kieran Tierney was injured at left back, so he went in at left back because there was nobody else to play there. So when you look at it, Kivior mainly got games because of injuries, not because of rotation. And the same thing would happen to Mosquera and Hincapié if Gabriel and Saliba stayed fit all season. Yeah? And what we do know is that Palace game in the Cup, one of them two would be playing. This manager has fucked us up. And he did it from time. Emery definitely would have us Europa League. Yeah, that's the thing. You know what I mean? We all know what happened in Emmanuel, Azerbaijan. Yeah? Baku. Yeah? And I didn't blame Emery for that. It was the players. But I'm sorry. I ain't convinced by this Emery shilling that he'd do this and he'd do that. He can't even do shit with Villa. The biggest thing he's done for Villa is beat Arsenal and stop them from winning the league and made rival fans happy and made his own ego happy. It's the biggest thing he's done. Because I don't count getting top four because, again, he bottled that. It's just that because Spurs didn't want to beat Man City because they didn't want Arsenal to win the league, that was enough for Villa to get top 4. Otherwise, he would not have got it off his own merit. We are the Villa boys getting... Oh, we've got a Villa fan in here. Our style of football is shit to this manager. Is a B-Tech Pep and Mourinho. I wouldn't even put him in that category. He's only one step ahead of Brendan Rodgers in England because he's won one more Community Shield than what he has. That's it. Too easy. UTV. Up the Villa. Y'all ain't doing shit this season. You can, you'll probably beat us twice. You'll probably beat us at the Emirates because Emery, he's gonna do everything he can to make sure y'all win. But yeah, y'all gonna come out with the same amount of trophies that we will. You know what I mean? And y'all gonna be happy with just basically putting on some sort of pressure. You know what I mean? If you go Wembley, you'll get smoked again. You just better pray that Europa League is what Emery gives you. But otherwise, you'll probably lose your next game against West Ham. You know what I mean? A team you should definitely beat. I can see you, man, not beating them because you've won your World Cup by beating Arsenal. I know how this goes. But if I'm wrong, you're welcome to come back here and say, we beat them, man. I told you. You'd be better off supporting your local club, Leeds. Leeds ain't my local club. Don't disrespect Pep and Jose, world-class managers and tacticians. Mikel Moyes Jr. Yeah, he's more like a Moyes. You know what I mean? Closer to Moyes than any of them. I meant Top Gunners was saying Arsenal have the best team in the world. Fixed bench. Yeah, fixed bench. But if Rice gets injured, we're fucked. Don't make sense. I'm calling it. Rice, Timber, Calfrey will get injured next and then be prepared for lots of draws like last season. Won't surprise me. This manager's got nowhere to hide. You know what I mean? Got nowhere to hide. So I look forward to the day that Berta and them, man, get themselves a proper manager. Yeah? Because we've got the players and we'll get some more players. Yeah? I look forward to seeing that. We're just going to have to ride it out for this season with this manager. I pray that the next manager is not an ex-Arsenal player because it will be a repeat again. Yeah, I don't want none of that sentimental shit. Just get me someone proper that's won in Europe and won titles before. Get me that. Emery always has Mikel Arteta's number, but let's be honest, that time unaided, Emery didn't get a financial backing. In that period, Arsenal had to loan players. I'm still not buying into the hype that if Emery had all this, that he'd have us doing this and doing that. You know what I mean? Because you've got Glasner. Glasner won the FA Cup with Crystal Palace. Why couldn't Emery do that? He beat Emery on the way to doing that. You know what I mean? It's not like Emery hasn't won shit before. You know what I mean? And Villa, they've got decent players. They've got good enough players to win some cups. They've got good enough players to win an EFL Cup and FA Cup. He definitely won't manage another big club. No chance. His dream job of Real Madrid and Barcelona trying to get him. He can manage the third division of Spain. No, I think Arteta would get another job that's big because they'll see what he did for Arsenal. Took them from down, mid-table to fighting for the league. So they'll look at that and they'll just say, well, if I give him, we're a bigger club and if I give him these players, then he might do it even more. He might look at it like that. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it here for the match reaction. It's been a long day today, and yeah, it's not been a good weekend because obviously, we dropped all 3 points. We dropped the bottle. So let's just we go again. We've got Wolves in the Premier League next. Well, we've got Club Brugge in the Champions League. Is Norgard going to see that game? Is Rice going to play that game? I bet he will. Club Brugge away. Yeah. Some of the usual suspects are going to be playing that game. But we've got that game to bounce back with before after that warm-up, we then got Wolves. So we'll have to see what happens there. I have a feeling the players we got in the summer were not the players Arteta wanted. It was a bad decision. Yeah, if Arteta got his way, we wouldn't have had Gyökeres. We would have tried to get Benjamin Tesco. You know what I mean? So, you know, he probably didn't want Nordad. Probably. Look how he's treating him already. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here, guys. Like the stream, share the stream, comment, subscribe. I'll be live tomorrow doing some FC 26 Alexis Blatcher's season. Alexis Blatcher's Reborn, episode 5.5. So, yeah. At least you'll get to see Arsenal trying to do something. But, yeah. Good evening. Anyways, guys, see you in the next one. Peace.
And if anyone wants to have a come at me...
Meet me in the car park, bro. Meet me in the car park.
Because I'm a black belt in karate.
Stop the cap.
Come and have a pop.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.